Welcome back, folks. We are back in more F1 content. Let's go and let's see how it happens. As you can see from the pictures, that we are having some tough times coming up, but still, we are having surprises and new race suits. So, let's get started with our F1 gaming content for our third race, Vietnam Grand Prix, fourth episode of our country. Let's go! But before we go into our race, let's get some activities done for our team so we can improve our mm, departments and our race. And since we have a long time to reach from our Bahrain Grand Prix to Vietnam Grand Prix, we can do something like a 3 or 4 items that we have been shown in this screen, which is one is a funded event, second one is you can have some improvements for our driver. So we are having keeping what you can say the awareness and the ratings up for our second driver, so at least he can get points because we on the long current few races have been miserable. I think and I know that this race is also going to be something similar, but you can see that there is more action coming inside the race. But before that, let's go and check that. Okay, we are bottom of the table. We need to improve some of the stats in our powertrain and in our aerodynamics and so on, and chassis. So let's just purchase some of them. Some of them are still under developing, so it will be coming soon and it will be much more interesting and much more. The car will be much more stable under cornering and with straights coming up. So let's get started with our upgrading. So after we looking into our R&D chart, I will be going through you to the driver market. And in this season, we won't be changing any drivers because this is a season for Anton Hubert, who died in an F1 car accident in Belgium 2019 Grand Prix. So after Rouge, and it was tough, but this race or this season is dedicated for Anton Hubert, and we will try to build a good car for him to finally have a good race. So this race is going to be his. Next is going to be a race livery, and this is going to be shades of blue, and it's going to be super awesome for the race. Let's go with this, guys. So as we have completed our activities, let's get into our race weekend, Vietnam Grand Prix. Heads up, guys, it's terrible for me as a driver. I did not do well for this. At the end, you will say that I did not even come. I was not even able to complete the race itself. So yeah, but interestingly, we have some messages from Jeff, and it seems as though it is going to rain in the end of the race. But we are not going to look into that because we won't be able to reach that position itself. We will be not at all reaching that position. We will be going into straight to victory. Who won it? Let's go, guys. Let's go. I know that we are going to be tough. It is going to be a tough season for me personally, and because we are bottom of the table and underneath we have only Williams and Alfa Romeo, so we need to up our games in getting our developments going on. So let's see which all developments we have put forward. This is going to be our R&D charge, and where it is, show me. Yes, there you have it. We have some performance, we have some aerodynamics coming up and chassis coming up, so we'll be having some kind of destruction. Let's see in the first race, first because of the hardness, second race because of the capabilities that we have brought in. Let's see what happens. Yeah, for this race, unfortunately it is going to be tough, but let's get to the qualifying. Let's see how we qualify for the race. So this is going to be our first of two runs that we are going to have in this qualifying session. DRS was not activated for a long time. And as you can see, my steering is impossible. Then I came to understanding with my, after the race, when I was conducting one of my what you can say a normal practice session, I understood that I have not yet calibrated my G29 steering wheel. It is going at 900 degrees itself. So I have been a stupid to be driving on a 320 degree steering wheel of a F1 Formula 1 game to a 900 degrees direction. So the car was taking forever to turn in these corners. As you can see, I've turned my complete steering wheel into what you can see as about what you can say to one side itself about 270 degrees to make that corner work. More than once 270. So it's ridiculous. So I hope after the calibration I will be having a much better session with the skills. But this qualification was really bad. I was still down on time. So I needed to go for another try, but that try went in drain because I did not do it well. As I was directly going inside for the second one turn, I directly hit the apex and to the wall, and this circuit for me has been a disaster. Bahrain also has been a disaster. Yeah. So since that happened, my second run is going to be pathetic, and I have been qualified out of Q. I have been qualified out in Q1 itself. So have a nice time, guys. So this is after the second run, and I just came directly into the pits and see there is damage, and I'm still at number 22. So that means I'm out of the session. So, and it was really this time, and this is how the qualification went with Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas taking on the top spots, and I am taking the last spot. How innovative. So guys, after we having a disastrous qualifying, let's get started with our race.
The Formula One circus has arrived in Southeast Asia once more as we usher in a new era and get ready to go racing here in Vietnam. A lap of Hanoi circuit then, 3.4 miles around the Vietnamese capital. A number of the 23 corners take their inspiration from other great circuits, hopefully creating plenty of passing opportunities. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are three main things to worry about there, Crofty: positioning, awareness, and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Albon, Charles Leclerc, and Sainz, Perez, Stroll, Norris, and Daniel Ricciardo, Ocon, Kvyat, Pierre Gasly, and Raikkonen. Vettel, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Grosjean, Kevin Magnussen, and Antoine Hubert, Giovinazzi, Russell, Latifi, and Joker. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
So after we being the last in this session, we are looking for an alternate strategy where I am planning to go from mediums to softs. So I was trying to do that, and it was literally a nightmare for my way of doing it. So I was like, I'm trying to understand how to change it. I changed the medium tires. It was not even going into the direction, and I was like, yeah, what happening is over here? What is this? What is this happening? And then I had a try of looking into hard tires, whether it will go the distance. But it was invalid because I need to have two different tires for a race. Then only I understand. There is one thing called this thing. So with that, with my gear lever, I can change my to the second stint, and I was able to change it to the soft compounds. And for the first one I went for the mediums, and then the second one I went for the soft, and I reduced even the, what you can say, fear. Okay, so now let's get started with our race. We're waiting for the 5 red lights to go off, and 1, let's go guys. It's going to be a lightning start, but as you can see, straight on I lose my braking point, and then I hit my own teammate. And making a damage for my own car, which is already understeering in the corners. With the steering wheel that I have been done with the stupidest thing that I can do. There you go. I've made it even orange. So that's how it started, and that's how it is going to end. I had a good 2 seconds behind, and I was trying to catch up with them. But street circuits are, if you don't have your calibration correct, are pain in the ass. एक छपाड़ मार के देता है ये लोग सब. तो इसलिए उन लोगों ने, and everybody started giving me confirmation, as my team gave me a confirmation of switching into another strategy of pitting in the first lap, and there you go. I have overshot the turn, and now I am even more further behind my team. My pack, the F1 pack. I need to understand the racing way and all. We'll be learning throughout our journey, and there you go. With a dead front wing, we are moving like a boat, literal boat. This track needs high downforce to keep your car in straight line. But since we don't have that, I straight away jump into the, what you can say, jump into the pits. And this misery goes on for till the end when I retire. And I don't want to I can give you some glimpses of what happened during the complete race for mine. I don't think that will be very knowledgeable, but I will show you some moments in the race that was pretty amazing to see. And here you go, I did not change my clutch, and there it is. I am literally destroying my own. शपथ इस मैं अपने आप को ही गिरा रहा है, अपने स्टैंडर्ड पे गिरा रहा है. Let's see. And when I come out itself, there you go. I was about to hit and I had to move back into my racing line. So guys, this race was एकदम फाड़ो था. और दासू माने दासू है. ये लिटरली चूतियापी था यार, चूतियापी था. हम लोग डायरेक्टली जाते हैं जब मैं रिटायर कर रहा हूँ, एंड वी विल सी व्हाट ऑल हैपन ड्यूरिंग द रेस. ओके, लेट्स गो. आई डोंट वांट टू प्रेशर और नो पुट यू इन द सिस्टम वेयर ये क्या कर रहा है. एग्जैक्टली सेम आंसर. ओके, so let's get straight into our destruction and then few moments in the race. Okay, bye. So here I am, jumped into this section where I am going to get totally destroyed, and there you go, I directly go and hit the wall, and you can see that I am about 14 to 20 seconds, and then that is it. I retire from this section.
Well, they've done a brilliant job, I must say, under some intense pressure to take a well-earned victory here at the Vietnam Grand Prix. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
Racing Point's performance today has shown that they can be competitive with the veterans of the sport. They're making their way out to the podium now as we speak, and the reaction from the crowd must be incredibly uplifting for them.
So now you see the surprise. Sergio Perez Racing Point has actually won the race. Literally won the race with Vettel in second position. Didn't the patch work? I don't know. I am in my first season, so the patch should be working where Ferrari should be having issues with their engine and their complete car, but as I can see, Vettel has taken the second spot, and that's it. We are having a great time over here. So before we retired, there was one retirement, that was Alexander Albon. So we got an extra position to 21st. I am so sad that he got stopped over there. Because of that, the safety car came into action, and like that, because of the safety car, Sergio Perez won the Vietnam Grand Prix. This is going to be awesome. So after guys a lot of blunders, हमारे इतने लोगों के बंडर के बाद हम लोग we are closing the Vietnam Grand Prix. So now next stop will be a Chinese Grand Prix, and before going for that, we will have some F1 new. After a great Turkish Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton has taken his 7th title to equal with Michael Schumacher, and the next is in the points table. Mercedes has completely won the table, and Racing Point, McLaren, for Renault and Ferrari is fighting for that third position. So let's get rolling. Like, subscribe and share my content, and hope you all like my content, and waiting for the next episode on Chinese Grand Prix. See you. Shabakir. Sayonara.